Have you ever felt like your happiness was in someone else's hands? Well, today, we're going to tear that whole idea down. We're going to explore a new blueprint, one for becoming the sole architect of your own inner world, taking complete control of how you feel. So yeah, let's get building. You've definitely heard this line, or at least a version of it, right? Maybe at a wedding, in a movie. I'm going to make you happy. It's sold to us as this ultimate romantic promise, this beautiful idea that someone else can just build our happiness for us. It sounds amazing, doesn't it? But what if I told you that this promise, it isn't a romantic goal at all? What if it's actually a critical error in our personal design, a fundamental flaw in the very blueprint of how we build our lives and our relationships? See, that one common phrase, it hides a really dangerous trap. Okay, so let's really deconstruct this. We're going to look at exactly why this old blueprint, this whole idea of outsourcing your happiness to someone else, isn't just a little flawed. No, it's actually designed to collapse right from the very beginning. This right here, this gets to the absolute heart of the problem. When you believe that someone else makes you happy, you're shifting what's called the locus of control. You're moving it from inside yourself to outside yourself. So instead of being this empowered creator of your own state, you become a passive consumer just waiting. You're literally handing over the keys to your own well-being. There's this great Dutch term for this, systemfout, a system error, and the technical name for it is codependency. Just think about it for a second. Person A is given this impossible, exhausting task, making someone else happy 24/7. And at the same time, person B willingly just gives up all their power. The entire system, it's just built to fail. It creates this endless cycle of disappointment, burnout, and, resentment. Another way to look at this comes from a field called neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP. And from that perspective, it's a pretty simple violation of cause and effect. See, no one can literally insert an emotion into your brain. It just doesn't work that way. What happens is, they give you data, words, actions, a certain look, and it's your mind that processes that data and assigns it a meaning, which then creates the emotion. You're the one running the program always. Okay, so we can all agree the old blueprint is broken. It is time to draft a new one. So let's get into the architect's toolkit. It's built on 3 foundational pillars that will give you the power to construct your own reality. So that first pillar is NLP itself. I want you to think of it as the programming language for your own mind. I mean, if you want to be the architect, you have to learn the language that actually controls your own nervous system. You've got to get your hands on the source code. And a couple of really powerful NLP techniques show us exactly how this works. First, there's something called anchoring. This is where you link a powerful state, like peak happiness or total confidence, to a simple physical touch or a word. You create a trigger you can fire anytime you need it. And then there's reframing, which is kind of like editing your own internal code. You can literally shift your thinking from, this situation is making me angry, to, okay, how do I choose to respond to this stimulus? Suddenly, you're the one in control.
The second pillar is called the interface. Think of this like a firewall for your mind. It's the boundary where your internal world meets the external world. Other people, events, information. A skilled architect designs this interface very, very carefully.
And here's the crucial part. You have to consciously build your own filters. You get to decide what information gets past your firewall and affects your core programming. And in a relationship, this creates a really healthy dynamic. You have 2 whole independent systems that meet to share energy and information. It's not about merging into one messy system. It's about connecting 2 strong, complete structures.
And that brings us to our third and final pillar, the coherent nexus. Now, this is the foundation of your entire structure. It's a state of total alignment, where every single part of you, your thoughts, your emotions, your words, and even your physical body, are all in perfect sync, all pointing in the same direction.
So what this means is if you say, I am happy, your heart rate, your breathing, your entire physiology, it all agrees. There's zero internal conflict. The true architect operates from this nexus point, a clean slate where you've resolved old traumas and scripts, allowing you to create from a place of pure, powerful intention.
All right, so you have the toolkit. Now, how do you actually put it all together? It's time to look at the new blueprint itself. Here are the 4 steps to start construction on your new inner world.
It all starts with step 1, reclaim. You've got to uninstall that old faulty program that says someone else is responsible for your happiness. From now on, you are the sole contractor. Then, step 2 is to audit. You have to take a hard, honest look at your current internal programming. What beliefs are running your life? Are they even yours, or did you just inherit them somewhere along the way? Step 3 is to design. Consciously design your interface. You decide what you let in, and even more importantly, you decide what meaning you're going to give to the events of your life. And finally, step 4, integrate. This is where you do the work to achieve that coherent nexus, aligning your mind, heart, and body so that you operate from a place of deep, authentic power.
Look, this isn't just theory, it's a practical guide to engineering your own reality. The tools are here, the steps are clear, the blueprint is now officially in your hands. So the only question left to ask is, what are you going to build first?